The second type of compound inequality that we're going to discuss is a disjunction. A disjunction is a type of compound inequality wherein the two inequality statements are connected by the word or. So how do we solve a disjunction? We solve it pretty much like how we solve a conjunction except for the graphing part. But we'll go to that later. So for now, pause your video first, write down your solution for our first inequality, and see if we'll get the same answer. Adding 5 on both sides of the inequality statement will give us negative 2x is greater than or equal to 3. We're going to divide both sides by negative 2. So since we divided by a negative number, we'll flip the sign. So for the first inequality statement, we have x is less than or equal to negative 3/2. How about for the second inequality? Pause your video and write down your solution. Adding 3 on both sides, we'll get x is greater than 5. Now, we're going to draw our number line and we're going to graph each inequality statement. For x is less than or equal to negative 3/2, are we going to use an open circle or a closed circle? That's correct. We're going to use a closed circle, and our arrow will be pointing to the left since we are pertaining to all numbers less than negative 3/2. How about for x is greater than 5? Are we going to use an open circle or a closed circle? That's correct. We're going to use an open circle, and our arrow is pointing to the right, because we are talking about all numbers greater than 5. Now pause the video and try to think what would be the final graph for a disjunction. The final graph of a disjunction is the union of the two graphs. So our final graph would be this one. How do you write your final answer in interval notation? So we have negative 3/2. We use a square bracket to indicate that negative 3/2 is included in our solution. And negative infinity indicating that all numbers less than negative 3/2 are also included. Union with 5, we use an open parenthesis to indicate that 5 is not included in our solution. And positive infinity, which means all numbers greater than 5 are included in our solution. How about for the set builder notation? How do we write the set builder notation? So we use braces, x such that x is less than or equal to negative 3/2 or x is greater than 5. You are now ready to answer the exercise items with your partner.